My name is Darius Mines. I am originally a VA native. I actually live in Virginia now. I am a music producer and keyboard player and a songwriter. That's kind of me. I'm married to a wonderful young lady. I got a little one. We have a business together where we create music for people and do music for TV and film and a bunch of stuff all in there. So I kind of grew up in Newport News, went to middle school, elementary school and middle school there. Went to Carver and Crittenden, as a matter of fact. Okay. Ended up moving to Suffolk when I was 13, 14, something like that, to go to Lakeland High School. Suffolk was a completely different experience. They were way more churchy out there, way more just, it was way less to do, so it was way more that people were actually doing together, you know what I mean? So Suffolk was a great experience, and I moved to Norfolk after that. I went to Old Dominion University. I got my degree in music business / production from Old Dominion in 2013 is when I graduated. And 6 months after that, I moved to Nashville, Tennessee. I was there for 5 years, basically trying to chase the dream or chasing the dream and building up my skills and chops and credits, etc. as a producer and a session player and a writer. That went really well. I got nominated for a Dove this year, which was cool. Wow. I've had 4 top 15 Billboard hits in the last 2 years. Wow. My cousin actually just let me know we got nominated for some Rhythm and Gospel Awards this year. Just a lot of random things have been happening, honestly, just stuff that I hadn't been kind of looking. I was looking for a certain amount of time, and the moment I stopped looking for it, it kind of all showed up, which was strange but cool all in the same time. So I was a diehard Andre Jones fan for a really long time. Like, he was the first person. He came to my church when I was really young, and he was the first person I heard approach the organ from what seemed like the other side of the organ. Like, the organs we had in our church was really churchy. He was really good, but he was really churchy. And hearing like kind of that New York sound and kind of blended with some of the VA stuff was like mind blowing to me. So he was a really big influence on me for a while. So another guy out here who was influence on me, his name is, they call him BJ Brown. He plays keys, and he's just the first dude I heard using like sounds and keyboards at church and really kind of blending like some of like R&B stuff and some of the gospel stuff together and using two keyboards and just having more of like a fusion of everything that he was into as opposed to like just a standard thing. And rest in peace to my brother Vince Butts, who showed me a ton. He showed me chords like he was the first person to say like, cool, play the major chord, put the 7 at the top and on the bottom. I was like, oh, wait. So he was like, to this day, use those chords that he gave me. Like, he gave me a ton of different just little nuggets and things that I was able to learn from him. Player-wise, I mean, I love the older guys like Greg Philligaines. He's one of my favorite players. Sean Martin, he plays keys for Kurt Franklin. He does some stuff for The Weeknd. He's really dope. Let me see, nationally, I enjoy Glenn Gibson. He got a good energy. Every time he plays, his playing is very clean, very energetic. I enjoy Jay Tillman, like as far as just like organ solos, so just organ stuff. Because I'm a keyboard player. I recognize that about myself, that I'm a keyboard player. So I love listening to organists play organ, because organists play organ in a way that keyboard players will never play it, because I personally believe that's one of the gifts in particular the Lord gave them. So love listening to people like that. Definitely like Mike Burrell. I mean, the standard stuff, Mike Burrell, you know what I mean? Daryl Woodson is a guy that's like kind of to this area who I was a really big fan of. Dudes like it's these two dudes in Richmond, the Taylor Boys.
Oh yeah.
They are, man, they were two of the first people I saw.
Brandon and Adrian.
Man, they are absolutely nuts.
Yeah, they're dope, man.
Some of the people out of Richmond I was really inspired by too. There's another guy named Justin there. He was an off keyboard player that I really was into. like understanding that there's a role that the Lord set us up to take care of his house, and he takes care of us in the same light. Like understanding that, it changed my perspective about what my relationship with Christ had to be for me to be able to take care of his house. I got to take care of myself spiritually. I got to take care of my family spiritually. My family has to reciprocate in that same way for it to flow out on the keys, because at the end of the day, again, you can't touch music. And we hear so many stories about people walking in the church and thinking about, you know, committing suicide. Or, I mean, let's not even go that deep. Like, yo, I'm thinking about signing these divorce papers today. But I just happened to be driving past this church, and I heard the music pumping out the front. I just happened to walk in that Sunday, and that solo that he took on organ just had me feeling like, man, like maybe I should rethink it. You know what I mean? Like those moments, the Lord entrusts us with the medium to make those moments happen. Now, granted, we don't always know when they do, but we got to be in a certain place, you know what I mean, to be able to see God from that way and to be able to come at it that way. So honestly, like it's hugely important to have a relationship with God, but it's also hugely important to understand that it's important to understand that it's a personal thing. It's like having as crazy as it sounds, it's like having a relationship with a pair of shoes. Like if your shoes get messed up, you got mud all over them, and you know the sole is coming off, you know when that happened, or you know kind of when it happened. You have a relationship with that pair of shoes, whereas if I gave you my shoes, you're like, man, these shoes messed up, or man, these shoes super nice, or they've been in the box for. You don't have a relationship with the shoes. Like that's a crazy example because it seems so small, but God is the same way. Like you got to have a relationship with them. Like for real, like it sounds crazy. It sounded crazy to me. Get up in the morning and just talk to him. Like it seemed like you're just talking to thin air. You're not. Like just talk to him. He'll meet you in your place of, unbelief. He met me in mine, and then once he meets you there, you start believing way more like what all this is about. You start wanting to know more about yourself spiritually because you represent the kingdom of God. You've been doing certain things in your life for so long, especially on the musical side. The way your creative mind works, you've kind of trained it a certain way. So when you add other things to your life that you're actually open to and you want to have into your life, sometimes it feels like it's a clash because you're running out of time, you're super tired, et cetera, et cetera. For me, a lot of it has been about just constant planning, like trying to plan, trying to communicate what's supposed to be. Communication, 1 through 30, number 31,
yes,
for real, is effort. You know what I mean? Like taking time to put the effort into things that you want to put effort into. Like when I was younger, I was single, I was 18, 19 years old. Like you put effort into what you really cared about, you know what I mean? And like you would stay up late and work on it, or you would get up early, or you would get up before work, or you would work a little later that night so you could take the next day off, so you would sasacrifice to do what you want to do. And I want to be married, and I want to be a father.
Yeah,
so I got to sacrifice in the way I got to sacrifice in the ways that make sense for my family, and honestly, like just trusting the Lord really when it comes to the rest of stuff being added unto you. Because I mean, like when you're a musician, sometimes you feel like if I don't go get it, I'm not gonna get it. But you never think about how often your phone just ring. You know what I mean? Or people you know that just, you know what I mean, just call you one day, hey man, what you got? And it's always the days that you actually are open. Or it's like, man, let me just call and move this one thing around. You make that phone call and it's super easy to move around. It was like, oh no, bro, we was thinking about canceling it anyway. And that kind of stuff happens. It happens for 7, 8, 9, 10 years of your life. You start realizing like, all right, Lord, you know, this is something you want me to do. So how do I balance it with the rest of what I got going on? Just hardcore effort and communication. If you're focusing on that, especially when it comes to balance, if you're focusing on thinking about that and putting that at the forefront of your mind, and for real putting it, not like it's at the forefront of my mind after I shed or after I gig, or like for real, like no, I'm gigging to take care of my family. This is how I take care of my family. If you look at it like that, like the calendar will just start filling up. And when it don't fill up, you don't be tripping because it's like, man, I can spend some time with my son today. Or I can relieve my wife today. Or we can go out on a date today. And you start realizing over time, the Lord will add those things that you feel like you're going to personally miss because you're not out there going to get it. got my wife up here, man. Got me crying. Sometimes you just start thinking about the words. Number one, learning the music is key. Like if you, and on top of that, realizing what stages of learning the music means. Learning the music, honestly, depending on who the MD is. But if there's no MD in place, let's say it's just a choir, just you and the band or whatever, learning how the song goes, like knowing the chorus, the intro, the verse, knowing that there's something that sets up the next verse, knowing those little things in every song helps stuff go better there, and it allows you to get called a lot more because they don't have to worry about if you're gonna know how to get to the second verse. So even if they do the chorus, you know, 2 more times than they normally do, you know, okay, well, they're just looping the chorus again. Not like, oh my God, at 14 seconds, we didn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, knowing the music is like number one. Like, if you know the music on any instrument, if you know the music, like your chances of getting are way higher. Your chances of working in any capacity are way higher because it's like a trust thing. It's like, man, I know you took the time to actually listen to the music, learn it, learn the tempo, learn the key, learn the parts, and be able to help us get through it and actually play the part the way it's supposed to be. Learning the music is very key. What you wear is important. Like you have to think about the setting that you're going to be in. When you're a musician, you're unless, I mean, some situations the musicians are the stars. I hate to use that word, but that's kind of the best word I hear. Like, they're the stars, so they have to look a certain way. Like Morris Day, they got on big, bright suits and guitars and stuff. You in different settings, you know, you should dress a little different. That's why you see a lot of people wearing black. It's not that, oh, I don't want to be seen, you know, I want to be ducked off. It's more about you understanding the position that you're playing in that musical setting. So what you're wearing is very important. How your hair looks. Now, granted, I was somebody who I went on a rampage in my hair because I liked having a lot of hair. But as long as you got a thing going on with your hair, it's very important. How you smell. For real, this is the stuff that people be needing to know. Because, like, cats be literally losing gigs. Like, bro, we was on the band with him. And, man, he killed it again, but he hurt us on the way back. Like, I know people who've been fired for that. So it's like, you know what I mean? If you, like, think about that kind of stuff when you go in places. Having your own gear, having your own amp, having your own drums. If you can, having your own wheels. And you running ears and stuff, having your own headphones, having your own earbuds, having your own mixer. Just do a lot of the guesswork for other people. And sometimes they're gonna have you straight and sometimes they're not. But if they don't have you straight, you're gonna suffer, which ultimately they're gonna feel like, you know, he's not a good drummer, or he wasn't a good keyboard player because it wasn't a keyboard at the church or at the venue. It's like, man, bring your keyboard. Like even with me, like even if it's a keyboard there, like I still use mine and that one. Just to just to, you know what I mean, have your own thing going on. Those are, I think, some of the main things. Knowing the music, looking, smelling, vibing the right way, showing up on time, learning that hurry up and wait is a part of the situation. Like they might tell you to get there for sound check at 4, you might get there at 3:45, you might not do anything for 3 hours. It's just like that sometimes. Don't go off and go on live and get upset, or you posting sub, like you're getting paid to play music. There are people in the world that would literally cut their leg off to be able to sit here on Saturday and walk away with $100, $150, $200, $500 for playing an instrument. Like it's something you enjoy doing. But there are business aspects that come with it, that come with everything. Like when people work in regular jobs, Sometimes they say, well, we need you here at 8 for orientation. Orientation don't start till 10:30. They're not about to go in the office with the boss and lay their boss out or post about them on Facebook. It's like, man, I'm here, I'm getting paid. You know what I mean? Y'all just let me know what y'all need. Like really having that idea and that attitude is super important too. This is how I practice Ori.
It's fine.
What? I haven't used A flat.
In 3 words, your legacy to have been known for? Darius Mines was?
3 words, I would say heartfelt, innovative, and uplifting.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I want my whole thing to be a change, a shift in,
Right.
you know, mood. So that's kind of my whole approach to music is like, how can we take it from where we are right now to here, and from there to there, and using any medium in life to be able to do that. Thank you, Devon, Mickey. Man, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for Tidewater Talks. This is an incredible platform. I'm grateful to be a part of it. Everybody, please keep in contact with me on Instagram at Darius Mines. I'm also on Facebook. Actually, the page is called The Purple Band. That's coming up soon. Y'all be safe.